The very first tool you need is Path of Building. Just go to google.com, type in Path of Building, and it should be the first link. It's Path of Building community version. There are two versions, the Path of Exile 2 version and the Path of Exile 1 version. Since this is about Path of Exile 1, just download the Path of Exile 1 version. Once you're done installing it, it should look something like this. This is a one-to-one representation of the in-game Path of Exile passive tree. Don't let it scare you if this is the first time you're seeing it. It's not that complicated. But this tool helps you plan out builds before you actually make them in-game. So how do you get a build actually into Path of Building here? Well, it's very easy. You go to the import-export build button right here, and you want something called a POB code. You put it right here and you click import. So basically the easiest way to do it, let's say you want to play the upcoming League 3.26, just go to YouTube, type in 3.26 League Star, Beginner, PoE, whatever, whatever variants of that, right? And let's say you click on this video here, the beginner-friendly build all clears all content. Hey, sounds good to me, right? And usually in the description, the content creator will have a Path of Building code, which is this right here. So you just copy this right here. You go back to Path of Building, click on the import export build button, and copy and paste the code right here. And it will display a green URL text right here that'll say, hey, it's a valid code. And then all you click is import. And there you have it, folks. You have all the information for the build right here. You have exactly what nodes you need to select on the passive tree. Some build creators add a level progression right here. If you click on this button right here, again, this build creator has the leveling tree. So basically, you click on level 12 once you first start playing the character. And this is how you should progress through the passive tree. And then once you hit level 12, you select the next step up and so on and so forth until you get all the way to the end game. And on the left-hand side, you have the build stats, the DPS, the resistances, and everything like that. These are all calculated from the passive tree and on the items that you have selected over here. You can create your own custom items and add them to the build. Once you can, feel free to play around with this. You can always save and load if you screw something up, so don't worry about that. And then you also have the skill section right here, which basically gives you the gem links that you need for the build to be effective. And the gem links are also calculated into the DPS equation. So for example, like if you want to see how much a skill gem affects the total DPS, you can like uncheck something. And as you can see here, the numbers change drastically. And if you click it again, and it shows you like a little box up here to like what enabling and disabling the skill will do to your DPS numbers. The second essential thing you need to know as a new player is the official trade website. This is made by Grinding Gear Games. So it is the official trade website that everybody uses to trade items in Path of Exile. You can simply search for an item here. So let's say, for example, Headhunter Leather Belt. You can just select the item here. And then right here is where you select the league. Right now, there is no official league right now in Path of Exile because we're kind of in like that no man's land between last league and next league, which is coming out this Friday. But this should be auto-selected. But this is where you would select the latest league that you're playing. And then just click search or just hit enter. And you'll get all the listings for the items that you just searched. So basically, the top price is the cheapest price. And as you go down, the price gets more and more expensive. Some items are sometimes corrupted, so just be aware of that if you're trying to buy an item. And if you are interested in an item, you can just hit this button right here. And it will actually message the player. It says whisper sent. So if you have Path of Exile open, you see right here, it sends them a message in game asking them to buy the item. So at this point, if they're interested in selling you the item, you will generally receive an invite from this player and you will go to their hideout to conduct the trade. I'll have a link to a video on the top corner here where I do have a trade etiquette video on how you should conduct trade in Path of Exile. So make sure you check out that video if you're interested in trading in Path of Exile and how it exactly works and like what the trade etiquette is. Also, there's a bulk item exchange in Path of Exile. If I want Divine Orbs and I have Chaos Orbs, I can just select them here and then click search. And then you're going to get basically like you can buy these items in mass quantities. So for example, if I want to get one Divine Orb, I can pay 130 Chaos. And again, this player is AFK, so they might not respond to me. But this player is online. All you have to do is just click contact and then just click direct whisper. And again, the whisper will be sent to them in game. And if they're interested in trading with us, they'll send us an invite and we, just bring the 150 Chaos Orbs and everything like that. Another essential thing you need in Path of Exile are item filters. Item filters help you identify garbage items from valuable items. So for example, if you see me drop these items on the ground, you can see they make like a little sound, but nothing too valuable. And then I start dropping more valuable items. You see like a more distinct sound. And then I drop really valuable items and you hear that tink sound and they're brightly colored and labeled. So you know those items are way more valuable than all these other items that I just dropped here. And again, this is just like an example that I'm using right here. The easiest way to get these item filters in game for a new player is just go to the pathofexile.com website. Make sure you're signed into your account. Click your account name up here to bring you to this screen right here. And on the right hand side, there should be a label called item filters. Just go ahead and click that. And then you're looking for this text right here. You can find popular item filters on the item filter ladder. So go ahead and just left click that. And right here, it's like an item filter ladder for like the most popular item filters in Path of Exile. Never sync. is a household name in the Path of Exile community. He is the one that helped develop all these item filters for us to use. And again, they have ridiculous followings, like 800,000, 500,000. You can also manually download them, but that's more of like a tedious process. This is like the simplest way for right now for new players. So just go ahead and click on the regular softcore item filter. And then there should be a follow button for you right here. It doesn't show it for me here because I already followed the loot filter. Even if I unfollow it, I can just like follow it again. So if I just, you know, if I just go back, yeah, so if I go back, you see the follow button's there for me again. So I just like follow it, then it should appear in game for me. Once you have followed some loot filters using the Path of Exile website, you can go to options and then game, and then your loot filter should be in a blue heading right here. It should be showing up right here basically. So for example, you know, semi-strict, strict, you know, you can kind of go up the tiers depending on what you subscribe to, but basically you can just select it from here. You can even make your own loot filters, but that's a more advanced topic. Just look up Filter Blade on Google, and if you want to really customize your loot filters, and it has instructions on how to get it onto your machine and everything also. Another essential tool that every new player should have is Awaken Poe Trade. This is basically like an in-game quick item price checker. So when you want to know the price of an item, instead of going on the trade website and like, you know, like typing in a name or something like that, like Headhunter, leather belt or something, whatever you're looking for, right? You can actually just do it straight from in the game. Let's say you find an item in Path of Exile and you want to know exactly how much it's worth. Instead of, so let's say Cinder Swallow or Earn, right? So you go to trade a pathofexile.trade and then you just go to Cinder Swallow. Again, it's like a tedious process, right? And you like search for it and then it's like right here, right? But if you have Awaken Poe Trade, you just hit your hotkey for price checking while you have the macro running. It just tells you exactly what the price is right here. And it shows you all the listings, and you can hit this trade icon right here to open up another window in the Path of Exile official website, listing this exact trade that you were searching for. Again, I'm not even exiting the game. The only thing to remember, make sure you have your game running in Windows full screen, because this macro will not work in like full screen mode or anything. It has to be Windows full. And again, I go over all this in the video. Again, I'll have a link to it at the top of the video. Another essential thing that every new player needs, and this is unfortunately something you have to pay money for, is a premium stash tab so you can sell all your items that you find in Path of Exile. Premium stash tabs are cool because you can just right click once you buy them off the microtransaction shop. You right click it and you click public, and then each individually item price. So basically what you can do, you can just throw an item in there and you can right click it and then click exact price or negotiable price, whatever you want to do. And let's say I want to sell this item for 10 chaos. So I just type in 10 and make sure chaos orb is selected. Again, you can select any other currency that you want for this item, and then just click the check mark, and it should be listed on the official Path of Exile trade website. You get these premium stash tabs by accessing the microtransaction shop. Just press M on your keyboard. That's the default hotkey. And then just click stash tabs and you can buy them here. You're looking for a premium stash tab here. Again, they go on sale, I believe, 1 week into the league. I'm not sure about that. Let me know in the comments if you guys know exactly when they go on sale. But I do know that they go on sale shortly after a league launches. So you can just kind of wait and just play the campaign. And then once you're ready to make a purchase, just like buy points and, you know, just buy a premium stash tab. That's what they're called. And you can then publicly list items on the official trade website by using in-game resources. And the last essential tool I want to mention is the Path of Exile wiki, poewiki.net. This is the official Path of Exile wiki. Basically, if you're confused on any subject at all in Path of Exile, just search for it right here in the wiki. Let's say like Ascendancy, right? Ascendancy class, Ascendant, all that good stuff, right? If you don't know what that is, here are all the Ascendancy classes. You can click on them and it'll have even more information for you. And again, this goes for anything, not just Ascendancies and Path of Exile. Let's say you're wondering what a Chaos Orb is. Again, here's a Chaos Orb, exactly what it does, and it explains some mechanics in great detail. Path of Exile is a game about knowledge. Knowledge is basically power in Path of Exile. It's kind of like real life, essentially. So, you know, take full advantage of this free resource. And the last essential thing I want to mention, guys, is Path of Exile. This is a really cool website where you can, it has a simulator for like, you know, item crafting if you're like looking to do that without wasting in-game currency. And also if you're curious about like what modifiers can be rolled on a specific item, let's say you're curious about gloves that are dexterity based, right? You want to see what mods can be rolled on it. Well, here you go, guys. The number of prefixes, suffixes, you know, there's mod pools in Path of Exile. I have a video on that, funny enough, too. I'll have a link to it at the top of the video. I go into great detail on how all this works. But basically, you know, here are all the mods that are available on the item to be crafted, essentially. And that's basically it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button for the YouTube algorithm, all that good stuff, right? I will also be streaming this league start, basically like 8 p.m. Central Time, maybe a little earlier because it's like league start and just kind of going into the night hours, basically however long I feel like. But if you have any questions at all, if you're like a new player in Path of Exile, and have any questions at all, feel free to hop on the stream or even leave a comment at this video, and I'll make sure I answer your questions for you. Or you can just hop on my stream and ask me live, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. All right, guys, peace out.